21st of February. It's very mild weather at the moment here in County Mayo, and indeed the rest of Ireland. And like many Irish gardeners, I'm thinking about planting my seed potatoes. When we plant seed potatoes, we're actually planting little tubers. So they're actually just very small potatoes. Now usually what we do at this time of year is that we chit the potatoes, or chit the seed potatoes. The reason we do this is that usually in mid-February the temperatures for planting out into the ground are too cold for the potatoes to grow. Potatoes need about 7 degrees Celsius. And by chitting them, where we start them into growth and get little shoots, little green shoots to grow on them, they'll be ready for planting out, usually around the mid part of March. Traditionally in Ireland, the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day, has been the day by which you should have your first early potatoes planted in the ground. I stuck a soil thermometer in our raised beds this morning, and they're already registering temperatures of about 7 degrees Celsius, just a little bit above. A soil thermometer is a very handy thing to have just to check the soil temperatures for certain crops. So on this one, which you just simply plunge into the ground. Temperature in this raised bed at the moment is 7 degrees Celsius, which is a fine temperature for planting things like seed potatoes. I've just got my order from the Organic Centre in County Leitrim, organic seed potatoes, and they're certified as virus free, which is important when you buy your potatoes, to make sure they are certified and virus free, that they have their little plant passport. So to chit the potatoes, we can start them off in a seed tray. Many people would use even kind of egg carton trays, which are great as well, but I'm going to use a modular tray just to make it easier to stand up the seed potatoes. And the reason why I want them to stand up is that here on the seed potatoes we have what we call the eye of the potato. And this is where little green shoots are going to come from. So it's good that we have these facing upwards towards the light. So I'm just going to use the little modular tray like this to hold the seed potatoes facing upright. So tear open the bag there, you can see the variation in the size of the seed potatoes. Some of them are larger, some are smaller. So all of these, the smaller ones, I'm going to put in this small size tray, and looking out for where those eyes are, there are growth points. Seed trays, this modular seed tray is a great way of just making sure that they do stand upright and don't move around when we need to just check their growth. So I'll fill up the seed tray, the eyes facing upwards. Just watch out that there isn't any bad bits on the potatoes. If there are sort of damage or little soft parts, cut them out with a sharp knife so that the rot doesn't continue into the seed potato. Luckily, all of these are good healthy seed potatoes. And popping them all in to the tray where the sprouts are going to come upwards. Put that into a bigger one. Here. Slightly larger one for the bigger ones. Some of these I am going to plant out straight into the ground, and I'm sure this year that they will grow quite happily because the temperature is high enough. Soil temperatures rise slower than air temperatures, but also they decrease slower than air temperatures. So even if we have a little bit of frost, it won't hugely affect the temperature of the soil. Keep filling up the tray. And where I'm going to place this tray then, when I have it filled, is I'm going to put it on the windowsill in our sitting room. And this warm temperature combined with good light will stimulate these tubers into an early growth. And the main advantage of chitting these potatoes in this way is that we get them into growth a little bit earlier, and it gives us a harvest a few weeks earlier than they would if normally just planted out without chitting in the middle of March. So it's just a very simple process of placing the seed potatoes in a well lit area, some gentle warmth stimulating them into growth. What we'll also sometimes do is, if the seed potatoes are starting to dry out and look like the skin is shrivelling a little bit, we'll spray them with a little bit of water. When I have all my seed potatoes put in their seed trays, it's very important to label them, especially if you're doing a number of different varieties, to remember which are which. So the variety we're planting is one called Colleen, C-O-L-L-E-E-N, double L, double EN. And it's a variety which we've grown the last number of years, which is quite a nice flowery potato. So Colleen. Now I'll bring these in and put them on the windowsill, and they'll be ready for planting out, certainly by St. Patrick's Day.